Hey guys, welcome back to the Crafty Tinkerer. I'm Nicole. I am coming to you from outside again this week. It's a little bit cooler than it was last week, but it's still nice enough to be out here in a sweatshirt. And I do have a nice little large mug of tea, so that'll keep me warm, and the sun keeps trying to peek out, so I figured that that'll probably warm me up. I had a busy week this week, stepping out of the box a little bit, out of my comfort zone. I am generally a pretty shy person who likes to keep to myself, and I did two things this week. I went to an event co-hosted by Shout Out Saugerties and the Perfect Blend Yarn and Tea Shop. The Perfect Blend is my local yarn shop, and they have been hosting, well, they always host a number of events. They have like a Wednesday night sweater knit along group. They have a Sunday knitting group. On the first Friday of every month, Saugerties has First Fridays, and I think that they get together then as well to knit. I've never actually been there, but this month I saw that they were advertising their Pints, Purls, and Poetry. Actually, last month I saw that they were having Pints and Purls, which was just Perfect Blend on its own. But since April is National Poetry Month, Shout Out Saugerties had a number of events going on in the village, and so they got together with Perfect Blend to have Pints, Purls, and Poetry. And so a friend of mine and I drove up there. Now, we hadn't seen each other since high school, but we live pretty close together, so we decided that we would carpool to the event. And this was the first time that I have ever gotten together with a group of knitters, and it was really great. I brought my sweater and I also had a cocktail, and the result was I needed to take out 2 rows or a row and a half of my sweater when I came home. Well, I did it the next day because I looked at it and I was like, I should probably rip this out. And I don't usually do that. If I make a small mistake, I'll usually just keep going because it doesn't bother me. I figure, we all make mistakes, and, if it's not too noticeable, if it's only going to be noticeable to me or another knitter, then I'll probably pull it out. But if it's not really that noticeable and no one else is going to notice it, then I just leave it in. So anyway, that was really fun. I met some of the ladies that get together regularly there, and my friend and I got to catch up. It had been a long time since we'd seen each other. And then we also met another new to the group person from nearby, so that was nice. It was really great. I had a good time. So I figured I'll drive next time and make it a regular thing, because it was so much fun to, find out what everyone else was knitting. I didn't get their names because I got a few people's names, but then I came home and I couldn't remember. So luckily then Saturday was local yarn store day, and I went up to the Perfect Blend, and this was the first time that I had ever been in their store. I follow them on Instagram, I follow them on Facebook. I had heard many good things about them, and I've been talking for about a year with one of my neighbors about going up there because I love yarn, I love tea, I'm a big tea drinker, so it sounds like the perfect place for me. And it was really good. I'm glad I went. I will definitely be going back there again because the people were really nice. Mary and Kathleen And there was another lady who I think is named Deb, but I'm not sure. And they put out, you know, some tea and some scones, and they had a few kits put together for the day. I happened to meet up again with my friend who hadn't planned on going but decided to stop in for one of these kits. I think it was for a shawl. I can't remember. And then we bumped into the other woman who was sitting with us on the Thursday night at the Pints and Purls event. So we got to chat a little bit more with her. And yeah, I picked up... I grew up here in the Hudson Valley, near Kingston, and I can't remember, a few months ago, I can't remember if I followed a hashtag on Instagram or if I had done a Google search, but I searched Kingston, and maybe it was in Ravelry. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I found out about Jill Draper Makes Stuff, and her Kingston line of yarn. And then I realized she had Mohonk and Mohonk Light and Valkill. And I also realized that I know where her studio is. And I was pretty excited because I'm thinking, I drive by this place all the time and I have no idea that behind that wall there's yarn being produced. There's someone who's like totally into this. It thrilled me. So anyway, I've been eyeing some yarn, some of the Kingston line of yarn from Jill Draper Makes Stuff, and they carry it at the Perfect Blend. So I did pick up a skein of Kingston. And this colorway, it's blue because I love blue. It's called Rondout Street, which I happen to know where that is. And then she has Elmendorf Street, which I know where that is, and you know, all the different places that I know where they are. So it's pretty cool to have that connection to the yarn. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yarn yet, but I was just really excited to buy it. And I probably will buy a couple more skeins, so in other colorways. I just wanted to, you know, see how it knits up first before I do, but I keep looking at it. But so here I go again. I've got my sweater I worked on at Pints and Purls. Then I had to take it out. Then I fixed my mistake and I kept going with it. And I changed to the new color for the next pattern. And then my yarn from Pandia's Jewels came. And it was staring me in the face. And I just put my sweater in a bag and picked this up. And I decided that I was going to make... I was thinking about making a cowl. Recently, my best friend had a birthday, and I knit her a cowl for her birthday, and I really liked the way it came out. It was pretty easy, and I liked the way it looked. But I decided instead to go for a shawl because it's a little bit more versatile. So I found on Ravelry a pattern for a shawl called Lace Maille, Maille. I don't speak French. I'm sure that's a French word, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I took Spanish in school. And it's done by Ellen Pass Brandt. So for the past 2-3 days, I have been working on this shawl. And they have like a basic bones pattern for it. Let me stretch it out for you guys a bit. And then they have what they call the optional razzle dazzle pattern. And so I decided that I was gonna do this razzle dazzle pattern because I do like yarn overs. So yeah, I've been working on that. I have used about half the ball of yarn, and I'm just going to go until I run out of yarn, so we'll see how it turns out. But I'm excited about it. The dogs are excited about it too. I just keep picking pug hair out of it, but it's for me, so I don't mind. My sister actually said to me when I talked to her the other day that she knew as soon as she watched my last video and I mentioned that I got this yarn and how excited I was to get it, that I wasn't going to work on my sweater this week, that I was going to make something with this ball of yarn. And I'd say she knows me pretty well. I know that the sweater's going to take me a long time. I guess that's probably why I started it so early, because in our family we call it shiny penny. We sort of get distracted by one thing or another. So as soon as I finish this shawl, I'll continue working on my sweater. I have the hat for Hat Not Hate. I keep that in my bag, and I'll knit this, when I'm out waiting in the car. I said that last time. So that's going pretty well. I have it folded over, but I want to make sure that someone can wear it either way. That's really it for my knitting this week, guys. I branched out, went to an event, and even went to a second event. And this weekend is another event, the Chancellor's Sheep and Wool, I think it's called. Yeah. So I'm going to try to make that. That's at the Claremont Historic Site on the east side of the Hudson River. And I've never been to that before. Obviously, my first sheep and wool event was Rhinebeck last year, and that's the big one. I was a little bit overwhelmed with it, but anyway, we'll see how this one goes. I know that Julia from Pandia's Jewels has been posting that she's going to be there, and she may or may not be bringing some May the 4th yarn with her, which made my husband go, oh, maybe we'll have to go get some of that because he loves Star Wars. So I think that we probably will end up going to that on Saturday. So yeah, I will probably take some footage there and report back next week. And hopefully I will have some more sweater progress next week. I will definitely have the shawl finished, so I'll show you the shawl project. And I'm hoping that I'll have my hat finished. I should have taken my hat with me to the Pints and Purls so that it would be easy knitting, and I just misjudged my ability to be able to count stitches for color work and talk at the same time. So, and have a drink. So I won't be repeating that, but maybe at some point in the future. But I don't know, because I feel pretty confident with my color work abilities now, and I still wasn't able to do it. Yeah, I definitely would have been able to do any lace work with me. I know that much because I'm not all that confident with lace work. But color work, I thought for sure, because I've done so much color work. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good week. I would really like to know what you guys are interested in seeing more of. I've had a few comments, which have been great, but I'd like to see a few more. If you would like to get emails when I post a new video, you can click this button to subscribe. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have anything to say to me, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave a comment. Have a good day.